Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if you still have that same magnetic presence? As the years go by, it's natural to question whether people still find you attractive. Maybe you've noticed a few more wrinkles, a little gray in your hair, or a change in your physique. But here's what most men don't realize. Attractiveness isn't just about youth. It's about presence. It's about the confidence you carry, the way you command respect without saying a word, and the impression you leave when you walk into a room. The truth is, you may be far more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Attractiveness evolves with time. The appeal of a man in his 50s, 60s, or 70s is different from that of a young man, but in many ways, it's even more powerful. The wisdom, experience, and composure you've developed over the years make you stand out in ways younger men can't. And whether you realize it or not, people notice. So, how can you tell? How do you know if you're still turning heads and making an impression? In this video, we're diving into 7 unmistakable signs that you're still a highly attractive man. These go beyond just physical features. They're about the presence, demeanor, and quiet confidence that draw people to you without effort. Maybe it's the way people naturally seek your advice. Maybe it's the way a woman lingers in conversation with you, or how strangers seem to gravitate toward your energy. The clues are all around you. You just have to recognize them. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you might see yourself in a whole new light. You may realize that the very things you've overlooked about yourself are what make you stand out the most. And who knows? You might walk away with a new sense of confidence, embracing the fact that your best years aren't behind you. They're right now. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you enjoy this content, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. If not, type 0 so I can keep improving for you. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. Women and others frequently seek your advice. One of the strongest and most overlooked signs of attraction is how often people, especially women, turn to you for guidance, perspective, or help. You might not think much of it. Maybe a younger colleague asks for career advice, or a friend consults you on personal matters. Maybe even a stranger approaches you for directions, drawn to your composed demeanor. But here's the reality. Women are naturally attracted to men who radiate confidence, reliability, and wisdom. And when people instinctively seek your input, it's a clear sign that you possess those qualities. Think about it. Why do women find older men attractive? It's not just about looks. It's about security, presence, and emotional intelligence. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence, who doesn't feel the need to prove himself, becomes the person others gravitate toward. Take Daniel, for example. He's 67, never considered himself particularly good-looking, but he started noticing something. At social gatherings, at work, even at casual events, people always seemed to turn to him. Younger men sought his insight. Women lingered a little longer in conversations with him, valuing his experience and perspective. He wasn't loud. He didn't try too hard. His presence alone made people feel at ease. That's an undeniable form of attraction. Women don't always say outright, "I find you attractive." But if they consistently value your opinion, respect your judgment, and enjoy engaging with you in meaningful conversation, it speaks louder than words. So if people naturally seek you out, even in casual settings, take it as a sign. You bring something to the table that others find compelling. Your presence carries a quiet power, a magnetic energy that people notice, even if you don't. Number 2. You receive compliments on your style and grooming. A man who takes pride in his appearance stands out at any age. If people regularly compliment your style, grooming, or the way you carry yourself, that's a clear sign that you're making an impression. you might not think much of it. Maybe someone tells you, "That color looks great on you," or a woman casually mentions, "You always look so put together." You might assume they're just being polite, but these remarks mean more than you realize. As men age, many develop their own distinct style, one that reflects confidence, experience, and self-respect. A well-fitted blazer, polished shoes, a neatly trimmed beard, or even just a signature scent. These details don't go unnoticed. Women, in particular, pay attention to how a man presents himself. It's not about wearing expensive suits or following fashion trends. It's about effort. When you take the time to dress well and maintain good grooming, it signals that you care about yourself. And that's incredibly attractive. Take Leo, 68, a man who never thought much about his looks. He assumed that at his age, appearance didn't matter as much anymore. But he started noticing something. Whether at family gatherings, social events, or even running errands, women would compliment his clothing, his haircut, or the way he looked overall. At first, he brushed it off. But over time, he realized that these compliments weren't random. They were a direct response to the way he carried himself. His refined style, well-groomed appearance, and the confidence he exuded made an impact. The key here isn't about looking younger. It's about looking your best. Think about it. When you walk into a room, do people take a second look? Do they notice the way you present yourself? Do you get subtle but consistent compliments about your grooming, your posture, or your choice of clothing? If so, take it as a sign. Attractiveness isn't just about physical features. It's about the way you present yourself to the world. A man who takes pride in his appearance commands attention. Whether you realize it or not, people are noticing you more than you think. So the next time someone compliments your outfit, your haircut, or even the way you smell, don't dismiss it. It's not just about style, it's about presence. Part 3. Women naturally gravitate toward you. One of the clearest signs that you're an attractive older man is the way people seem drawn to you, without you even trying. It's not always about a chiseled jawline or having a youthful face. Attractiveness is much deeper than that. People, especially women, are naturally pulled toward confidence, self-assurance, and an aura of wisdom. And the truth is, you might be exuding these qualities more than you realize. Think about the times you've walked into a room and felt a shift in energy. Maybe people glance in your direction more often than not. Maybe conversations seem to flow more easily when you're around. You may even notice that people, especially women, seem to enjoy talking with you. Perhaps they lean in when you speak. They engage with your stories. They ask you thoughtful questions and seem genuinely interested in what you have to say. This happens because an attractive man isn't just someone who looks good. It's someone who carries himself with a quiet, unshakable confidence, a sense of steadiness, a sense of ease. That's the kind of attractiveness that never fades. The subtle signs that women notice. For example, have you ever found yourself in a casual setting, maybe at a coffee shop, a party, or even just waiting in line at the grocery store, and a woman seemed eager to prolong the conversation? Maybe she asked for your opinion on something. Maybe she held eye contact longer than usual or found an excuse to keep talking. Even if it's subtle, that's a sign. Women don't waste their time engaging deeply with men they aren't interested in. Women, whether younger or closer to your age, are drawn to men who make them feel at ease. Men who exude confidence without arrogance. Men who have a relaxed, natural charm. And here's another sign. Trust. People trust you more. They seek your advice. They open up to you, even if they barely know you. If you've ever had a woman say something like, "I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I feel like I can talk to you about anything." That's not random. That's an attractive quality. Because when a man has a strong presence, people feel safe around him. Women pick up on that, and they remember it. What this means for you. Attractiveness isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how others feel in your presence. If you've ever noticed that people naturally enjoy being around you, that's not a coincidence. It's a reflection of your personal magnetism. So if you've ever thought, "I'm just being friendly, this doesn't mean anything," think again. Because your quiet confidence, your presence, and your energy are turning heads, whether you realize it or not. Part 4. You have a confident, relaxed presence. One of the most attractive qualities in an older man has nothing to do with physical appearance. It's the way he carries himself, his presence. A confident, relaxed presence is something that commands respect and attention without needing to ask for it. Unlike younger men who may still be figuring themselves out, an older man who is comfortable in his own skin radiates a quiet strength that people naturally gravitate toward. You don't have to be loud or boastful to be noticed. In fact, it's often the opposite. Real confidence is calm, steady, and effortless. Why confidence is so attractive? Confidence is magnetic. Women are especially drawn to men who know who they are and don't need to prove anything. Speak with purpose but don't feel the need to dominate conversations. Are at ease in any situation, whether at a social gathering or simply enjoying their own company. Think about the times you've walked into a room and felt the energy shift. Maybe people naturally make space for you in conversations. Maybe you notice that women seem comfortable around you, engaging with you without hesitation. This isn't by chance. It's because true confidence puts others at ease. It makes people feel safe, intrigued, and respected all at once. A real-life example. Consider Nathan, 74. Nathan isn't flashy. He doesn't try to impress anyone. Yet, whenever he speaks, people listen. When he enters a room, there's an effortless authority about him. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that naturally invites respect. Women notice it too. It's not about physical perfection. It's about the sense of calm and security he provides just by being himself. How to recognize your own presence. A confident, relaxed man doesn't seek attention, but naturally commands it, knows when to speak and when to listen, maintains good posture and moves with purpose, smiles with warmth but never forces it, makes people feel comfortable in his presence. Women appreciate a man who doesn't feel the need to dominate a conversation, but also isn't afraid to speak when it matters. A man whose posture is strong but not rigid, whose smile is genuine but never forced, and whose very presence makes others feel safe. The power of a calm, relaxed aura. In a world where many people are anxious, insecure, and constantly seeking validation, a man who is truly at ease with himself stands out. He doesn't need to fill every silence with words. He doesn't need to chase approval. He simply exists with a presence that commands quiet respect. This is why a relaxed, confident presence is so attractive. It's rare. Women take notice of men who are steady, self-assured, and completely comfortable in their own skin. So if you've ever wondered why people seem naturally drawn to you, why women feel comfortable in your presence, or why you don't have to try too hard to earn respect, it's because true confidence, when real, is impossible to ignore. And that, in itself, is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Part 5. You receive subtle compliments about your physical condition. Attractiveness isn't just about a youthful face or a full head of hair. It's about how well you take care of yourself and the way that effort shows. If people, especially women, have ever commented on your posture, energy, or even made casual remarks about how fit or strong you look, that's a clear sign you're making an impression. You don't have to be a bodybuilder or spend hours in the gym to be seen as physically attractive. What really stands out is when a man takes care of himself, staying active, maintaining good posture, and moving with ease. People notice when a man carries himself with strength, even in subtle ways, whether it's the way you stand, how you walk, or even how you shake hands. Why staying active makes you more attractive. Women are naturally drawn to vitality. They appreciate a man who looks strong, moves with energy, and seems engaged in life. This doesn't mean you need to have six-pack abs. It simply means that you take care of yourself, and that effort shows. If you've ever heard phrases like, "You look like someone who stays active," "You have great energy," "You seem younger than your age," that's a sign. People recognize something in you that goes beyond surface-level looks. A real-life example. Take Max, 69. He never thought of himself as particularly fit, but he always took the time to go on morning walks, stretch regularly, keep his body moving. One day, a woman in her 50s casually mentioned, "I hope I have that much energy when I reach your age." At first, he brushed it off, but then he started noticing a pattern. Women, sometimes much younger, would compliment his strong handshake, good posture, or how active he seemed. It wasn't about having the perfect physique. It was about how he carried himself. The small details that make a big difference. Think about the way you carry yourself. When you sit, do you slouch, or do you hold yourself with confidence? When you walk into a room, do you move with purpose, or do you seem weighed down by the years? These small details shape how others perceive you. A man who stands tall, moves with agility and ease, and carries himself with quiet strength naturally commands attention. Why women notice these things? Fitness isn't just about physical strength. It's about overall vitality. A man who stays active radiates a sense of energy that's impossible to ignore. It's reflected in your posture. Do you stand tall and confident? Your movement. Do you walk with ease and control? Your handshake. Is it strong and steady? Your attitude. Do you engage with life instead of watching it pass by? The bottom line. You're more attractive than you realize. If people, especially women, have ever commented on your posture, energy, or fitness, don't dismiss it as nothing. It's one of the clearest signs that you're an attractive older man, even if you don't see it yourself. Part 6. Women laugh at your jokes. Even the corny ones. Humor is one of the most underrated yet powerful indicators of attractiveness. If women laugh at your jokes, even the ones you know are corny or simple, that's a clear sign that they enjoy your presence. And more importantly, they find you appealing. Laughter isn't just about finding something funny. It's a social response, a way of connecting with others. When a woman genuinely laughs at what you say, it's not always about the joke itself. It's about how she feels around you. If she finds you engaging, warm, and comfortable to be with, she's far more likely to laugh at your humor, even if it's nothing groundbreaking. Laughter is a sign of connection. Think about the times you've told a joke in a social setting. Maybe you threw out a classic dad joke. Maybe it was something simple, even predictable. But instead of rolling her eyes, she laughed. Maybe she even leaned in closer, touched your arm as she chuckled, smiled and shook her head in amusement. These small, natural reactions aren't just signs that she found your words funny. They indicate that she enjoys your company. A real-life example. Take Nathan, 73. He always had a habit of making light-hearted, harmless jokes in conversation. At first, he didn't think much of it, but then he noticed something. Women, especially those he found interesting, seemed to laugh at his jokes more often than not. They lingered in conversations, engaged more, and seemed to light up when he spoke. What Nathan didn't realize was that his humor was doing more than just entertaining. It was creating a bond. Why humor is so attractive. Humor is attractive because it signals confidence, intelligence, and emotional ease. It tells people, you don't take life too seriously. You're comfortable with who you are. You can find joy in even the simplest moments. Women especially appreciate men who can make them laugh without trying too hard. They admire men who create a light, enjoyable atmosphere without feeling the need to impress. You don't have to be a comedian. This doesn't mean you have to be a stand-up comedian. It's not about delivering the perfect punchline. It's about being yourself and sharing a moment of joy with someone. If you've noticed that women respond positively to your humor, even when it's simple or lighthearted, take it as a sign. They're enjoying your presence, they feel at ease around you, and on some level they find you attractive. So the next time you make a joke and hear laughter, especially from a woman who seems engaged in the conversation with you, don't dismiss it as just good manners. It might be one of the clearest signs yet that you're more attractive than you think. Final thoughts. You're more attractive than you realize. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. Maybe you've recognized some of these signs in yourself, or perhaps you've started to see yourself in a new light. Here's the truth. Attractiveness isn't just about youth. It's about presence, confidence, how you make others feel when they're around you. Many older men underestimate their own appeal. They assume that because they're aging, their attractiveness is fading. But the reality? It's only evolving. The evolution of attraction. Why age is an asset. In youth, people are often drawn to sharp jawlines, thick hair, the energy of youth. But as time passes, the definition of attractiveness changes. People start valuing something deeper, something more lasting. The way you carry yourself, the way you make others feel, the confidence that comes from wisdom and experience. These qualities aren't less attractive than youthful looks. In fact, they're often more powerful. Think about it. How many younger men, struggling with confidence, feel like they have to prove themselves? Are they still figuring out who they are? By contrast, a man who has lived, learned, and embraced who he is carries a type of attraction that's impossible to fake. Your presence speaks volumes. Even if you don't always see it, women notice the way you move through the world. They pick up on the way you dress, the way you engage in conversation, the way you project quiet self-assurance. These are things that can't be faked. You might assume that because you're not getting the same attention you did in your younger years, your attractiveness has faded. But what's really happening? People are drawn to you for different reasons. They appreciate your wisdom, your emotional intelligence, your ability to stay calm under pressure. They respect the fact that you don't try too hard to impress. You don't need validation from others. You move through life with a relaxed confidence. That's an incredibly powerful type of attractiveness. And the best part? It only gets stronger with time. The unspoken signals of attraction. Many men assume that attraction has to be loud and obvious, but in reality, it's often subtle. Instead of direct flirtation, women might hold eye contact a little longer than expected, find excuses to keep a conversation going, laugh at your jokes, even the simple ones, compliment your sense of style or presence. These are all indicators that you're making an impression. If you're still unsure, pay attention to the way people react when you enter a room. Do they shift toward you naturally? Do they engage in deeper conversations? Do they seem to enjoy your company? Attractiveness isn't just about appearance. It's about presence. And whether you realize it or not, you have a presence that makes an impact. Stop doubting yourself. You have more power than you think. Here's something many older men need to hear. Stop doubting your own attractiveness. For years, you've built a life full of experiences, stories, and lessons. You know what matters and what doesn't. You understand how to navigate life with confidence. You bring a sense of stability and wisdom that younger men can't replicate. That makes you stand out. A man who is self-assured, comfortable in his own skin, unconcerned with impressing others. That's a man people respect, admire, and are naturally drawn to. So stop second-guessing yourself. If you've recognized even one of these signs in yourself, take it as confirmation. You're far more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Your best years are still ahead of you. Many men assume that their peak attractiveness is behind them. But in reality, your best years are still ahead. You no longer worry about what others think. You've gained wisdom that makes you stand out. You carry yourself with a confidence that only experience can bring. You've earned the ability to enjoy life on your terms. And people notice that. Attraction isn't about trying, it's about being. At the end of the day, attractiveness isn't something you chase, it's something you embody. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to seek validation. You don't need to chase attention. You already have everything you need. Your presence alone is enough to draw people in. So embrace it. Own it. What stood out to you the most? Now I want to hear from you. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? What's one thing you've realized about your own attractiveness? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Reading your experiences and insights motivates and inspires us. So don't be shy. If you found this video helpful, here's what to do next. Like this video, so we know you want more content like this. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps us continue making high-quality content that educates, inspires, and empowers you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.